What's up guys? So today I have a new product to review for you, and this is the Becca Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation in Porcelain, and I'm really excited to try this out because I love dewier foundations because my skin is so dry. And I was excited because I really wanted to try out this Becca foundation because I heard how luminous and hydrating it is. And when I went to go try out the palest shade in the store and swatch it on my hand, it was actually light enough. And now that it's been about 20 minutes, it doesn't look like it's oxidated a whole lot. It looks like it has pink undertones, if anything. So hopefully it will be a good match. But this is what the foundation looks like. It's just very sleek packaging in a glass bottle. So I'm going to go ahead and shake this pretty well and then get it ready to go. Alright, so before we get started with the foundation, I just want to give you guys some background information. It says that it is a flexible liquid foundation made from pigments that blur and perfect to reflect your perfect skin tone for light, buildable coverage and a radiant finish. So this right here tells me that this is not going to be a full coverage foundation. So the test for me is to see if it will be buildable, because I do have a lot of redness on my face that I like to cover up. So basically it says that it's a smooth foundation coverage that feels ultra light and buildable while it evens and perfects your complexion. And basically it's described as a weightless formula, and it's going to have subtle luminosity that blurs imperfections and leaves a soft focused glow effect on your face. So basically it says to not use this with a sponge and to use a brush with it, but all my brushes are dirty and I normally use a sponge anyway, so YOLO. And it does say that it is made without paraben, sulfates, and phthalates? Phthalates? I don't know. Words. And it just basically says that it's recommended for normal to dry, and very dry skin types. And basically if you have oily skin, to use a matte primer beforehand. So I just went ahead and did prep my skin how I would normally wear it, because I want to see how it would hold up for how I normally do my makeup. I know some people don't use moisturizers or primers before to see how the foundation wears, but I want to see how this is going to wear, how I would actually wear it. So I did moisturize, and I do have my Benefits Professional Primer on. So let's go ahead and get started. So this does have a pump, so I just pumped in the foundation now. And it is a dropper, which I apparently can't get away from like serum-like foundation. So anyways, I'm excited to go ahead and try this out. And because I'm only using this foundation on me, I am going to apply this directly to my skin. I hate putting stuff on the back of my hand and then applying it to my face. I feel like it's a waste of product and it just makes more of a mess. So this is definitely not as runny and watery as the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation. I think it already did a pretty good job of covering up that redness, especially since it's marketed as a light coverage foundation. Alright, so this is what half of my face looks like with the foundation on. I think it looks pretty flawless, and it gives such a beautiful glow to your skin and to your face. I can definitely see how this could be an issue for people with an oily skin type, but I love the way that this looks on my skin right now. As you can see, it is slightly darker than my neck, but that's okay. I will, blend it down or set it. Normally when I set with the translucent powder, it does lighten the foundation on top of my face. So on a day-to-day basis, that's probably what I would do, because I also hate having to blend makeup down on my neck. I know it's a no-no to like walk around like this, but I hate getting makeup on my clothes. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. So I definitely love the way that this applied. My skin looks so glowy. It's so nice. So far, I really do like the formulation. It's definitely a lot thicker than the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation. I thought it would apply just fine with a sponge. I feel like with a brush, you may get the brush strokes, so that's why I mainly prefer using sponges, but I thought it applied just fine. It is buildable because I did build up kind of a second layer up in this area where my redness is when I applied more to the bottom. So it does build up. The only thing is that you can see how easily it kind of creases. Like in my eyes, it already creased. So certain areas like under your eyes and anywhere else where foundation could sink into lines, you will definitely want to set with a powder. So this is what the foundation looks like with the rest of my makeup. I just went super light today. I can see that the powders for the blushes and stuff would work a lot better if I set it with a powder, but I didn't. So we will see how it holds up throughout the day. And then to finish off, I'm just going to set with this NYX Dewy Finish setting spray. Maybe. There we go. And I will see how this wears throughout the day. So far, I'm really happy with how it looks. Super glowy. It is 11:08 in the morning, and I will check back throughout the day. Alright guys, I am back. Don't mind my hair. I just was air drying and it was annoying me, so now it's up. It is 3:10 in the afternoon. So I've had this foundation on for about 4 hours now, and the first thing that I want to say is that it doesn't really set into place. It does have tackiness to it, even though I did use the setting spray. And it does transfer, like even just like barely touching my face like this, it just feels sticky. And it does rub off on my fingertips, so that is something to keep in mind. You definitely want to set this foundation with a powder. The areas that I did set under my eyes feel really nice and silky. It doesn't feel tacky at all, and it doesn't really look like it's transferring. So a setting powder is definitely key for this foundation. I don't think it looks super greasy or anything, although my fiance disagrees. As soon as I finished putting it on, he's like, wow, your skin looks really greasy. And I was like, really? Anyways, I think my skin just looks glowy and nice, so I'm happy with how it's holding up even without a setting powder. It looks really nice. It's not getting too oily or anything, and yeah, so far so good. I can see it slowly starting to gunk up in the nostril area, which typically happens with me with most foundations. So I can just zoom in and show you guys what everything looks like. I can still see my bronzer. My highlight is still there, so it's not like sinking into my skin. Yeah, I still think that I have pretty good coverage, but like right there you can kind of see the foundation starting to build up. As you can see, my little red marks from my acne isn't completely concealed, and I can easily see that being fixed by just adding some concealer. And then another thing that I wanted to note, since I set my eye area, it hasn't creased at all. So setting powder is very crucial when it comes to this foundation. I will go ahead and check back at the end of the night. Alright, so I know it's hard to see, but it is 10:22 in the evening. So I've had this on for just about 12 hours, which is pretty crazy. It is definitely shiny, as you can see. Setting powder for sure, but overall I'm really impressed with how this foundation held up. It did a good job of keeping my redness covered, and it didn't really gunk up a whole lot more around the side of the nose like I thought it would. Oh my god, it looks so greasy now. Yeah, other than it being like super shiny. What the hell was that? Don't know what that was. Other than it being super shiny, I feel like it just held up really great throughout the day. It doesn't look super cakey on your skin. It just looks like a nice luminous layer of your own skin. I apologize if the lighting isn't exactly the best right now. I can still see my bronzer and my highlight, so that does mean that powders are going to sit really nicely on top of your skin with this. So yeah, even with my super dry skin, I would definitely recommend to set it with a translucent powder, or, you know, if you have a colored powder, that works as well. But that is going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope you liked it. I hope you found it useful. And because I didn't say earlier, this foundation is 1 fluid ounce and it does retail for $44. It's a little on the pricier side, but I'm really pleased with how this turned out and I really enjoy it. So I'm sure throughout other videos, you guys will hear more updates on how I've been liking this over time. But overall, as the first time wearing this, I give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're not subscribed already, consider doing so, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.